John Calipari beforehand. Vandy riding a 4-game winning streak at home against the Cats. Their offense, though, cold early. Kentucky taking advantage. DeMarcus Cousins to John Wall, who rocks the bells. Kentucky up by 3. Next Vandy possession, John Jenkins missing a bad shot. Kentucky going the other way. Eric Bledsoe. Well, the freshman will draw 3 defenders. Someone's going to be open, and that is Cousins for the easy feel-good. And Kentucky up by 2 at the break. Vandy held to 1 field goal in the final 7:57 of the first half to the second half now. Play getting a little chippy. Watch Bledsoe pushing Jeffrey Taylor in the chest on the right side. And Calipari, well, he takes Bledsoe out. Both players get technicals. Vandy down 2 now. Nice dish to A.J. Ogilvy. And he's fouled by Cousins. Ogilvy fired up. Crowd, Memorial Gym going nuts. Cousins taken out and taunts the crowd. Calipari furious at his freshman. Now Kentucky down 2. Cousins. Good look to Bledsoe on the baseline. We're tied at 49. Patrick Patterson, at least 1 3-pointer in 7 straight games. Number 54 with the 3. Kentucky now up by the triple. Under a minute left. We're tied at 53. Wall driving, losing the ball. Doesn't lose the composure, and he goes back up. Kentucky up 2. Under 10 seconds left. Jenkins, pump fakes. All the hesitation. Big mistake. Wall the block, and he's fouled. Tremendous play by Wall. 2.5 seconds left after the missed free throw. Wall hits the second one. Calipari calls a timeout.
It was the dumbest timeout I've called in all my career. They had no timeouts left. I knew it, and I just call it, and it was stupid.
So Kevin Stallings had a chance to draw up a play. Long inbound. Ogilvy, the runner. No good. Kentucky fans, they don't like the long inbound passes in their history. Kentucky survives 58-56. Wildcats hold a 2-game lead now in the SEC East over Vandy, snapping their 18-game home winning streak. Coach Cal afterwards.
Unbeaten in Big 12 play, Jayhawks pushed to overtime by the Buffs in Boulder earlier this month, this time hosting Colorado at Fog Allen and Lawrence. First half, Xavier Henry, the freshman, picking it up lately after that 5-game scoring slump. Another 3 here. Henry finished with 24. Cole Aldrich. He was a low-post presence. He's a big, and he played big defensively right there, the block from behind. Then he stuffs Casey Crawford. And the defense initiates the offense. Sharon Collins with the steal and the finish and the whole thing. 2 of his 13, Kansas up 16. Aldrich, another big block. He finished with 17 points, 10 rebounds, and 5 blocks. One more look as Kansas wins 94-74. Jayhawks are 26-1. Kansas has won 57 straight.
7-1 at home. 19 seconds left. Maryland down 1. Grievous Vasquez in the lane. Yeah, Maryland up now by 1. Georgia Tech responds. Derek Favors, 21-18 for him. Tech up by 1. Now watch Vasquez taking the ball up the court. Time winding down at half court. Yes, game over, right? The officials, though, wave it off. The whistle because Maryland called a timeout. Officials put 1.5 seconds back on the clock. Terps with another chance. Cliff Tucker for the W. Heartbreak again for Tech, just like that. Look at the celebration. It's like he's a soccer player. Everyone's chasing him. Another look at Tucker's ridiculous shot. It's a play that the Terps run in practice, but Tucker's never taken that shot till Saturday. 76-74, the final. Oh, heartbreak for the Yellow.
Purdue looking for its 9th straight win, hosting Illinois. First half, and it's Dimitri McCamey getting his teammates involved, distributing the rock. Dishes inside, then kicks it back out. You got to find the guy in the corner. McCamey, 11 assists. That's in the first half alone. That tied a career high. They were moving the rock. Illinois up by 3 at halftime. Second half, here come the Boilers. Each-one Moore in the corner. Good look for 3. Knocks it down. Purdue hit 3 straight threes at that point, but McCamey was still dishing. Finds Mike Davis. 16 for Davis. McCamey, 16 dimes. That's a school record and 4th most in Big Ten history. Final 3 minutes more. The spin move. 2 of his 18. Purdue's up 3. Minute and a half left. Keaton Grant, 10 of his 15 in the final 6 minutes. Knocks it down. Boilermakers win. They tie Michigan State for the Big Ten lead. Purdue has won 9 in a row. Texas's loss at Mizzou earlier this week was the Longhorns' 6th in 9 games. Rick Barnes and company trying to get it straightened out at Lubbock. Doje Balde drives, goes down grabbing his left knee. No contact there, but he went down immediately and would not return. For the Longhorns, a little short-handed on the road here. 6 minutes to go. Gary Johnson backing in. A career-high 22 for Johnson. Longhorns on the road here have an 11-point lead. Final 20 seconds. Tech back within 2. Nick Okori had 21, but needed just a few more. Oh, Texas wins 71-67. The Longhorns now 21-6.
Oklahoma State trying to bolster its resume at home with number 22 Baylor in town. Shootout in Stillwater. Keaton Page from the corner. Cowboys scored 11 of the first 13 points in this one. Under 2 minutes to go in the first half. The lead down to 2. James Anderson. How about a season-high 31 points for big game James? Baylor with an answer. Tweety Carter long range. Tweety with 25. The teams combined for 14 threes in the first half. Anderson the drive missing. Matt Pilgrim follows. Oklahoma State wins it 82-75. On Saturday morning in Indiana, number 13 Butler taking on Siena. That is Butler Blue the second. Watching Gordon Hayward blocking the shot, and then Ronald Norred rewards Hayward for the hustle. Hayward 15 and 12. Siena, though, down 6 off the miss. O.D. Anasicki flying in right there for the Saints. Siena within 4. Early in the second half, we're tied at 34. Shelvin Mack, the defense, the steal. 3-1 break. Hayward coming up with a finish and one. Butler up by 3. Later, shot clock winding down. Butler pulling away. Mack, the long 3. And Butler goes on to win 70-53. The nation's longest winning streak now at 17.
We are off the rails on a crazy train named the Bracket Buster Express. Louisiana Tech and Northeastern, 30 seconds left, 67 apiece. DeAndre Brown banks into deep 3. He had 18. 5.5 to go. Huskies have a chance. Matty Adako for 3. Chase on Allen, another look. La Tech scored the last 7. They win 70-67. Their 13th non-conference win this year. Nevada, Missouri State, 8 seconds left, 60 apiece. DeFeast Ricks fouled for the putback. Ricks hits them both. Missouri State up 2, so it's 3.4 to go. Luke Babbitt, Noonan. Oh, he throws it away. Missouri State wins. Charleston and George Mason, final minute. Donovan Monroe upstairs. Cougars up 3, under 20 seconds left. Kevin Foster is blocked. Foster, though, will get it back. Cam Long ends up with it. He gets fouled. Long made 1 of 2, but Charleston holds on to win 85. Carolina, Tar Heels at BC Saturday, UNC in its worst slump in almost a decade. Final minutes, Reggie Jackson. John Hanson, that's goaltending. Jackson 13 of his 17 in the second half. BC up 5. Hanson picks up the loose ball. Count it, Tar Heels back within 3. BC ball now. Jackson misses, but watch Evan Ravenel. He doesn't. He said afterward, I just followed the ball. BC wins 71-67. North Carolina is 14-13, 3-9 in the ACC.
Any better than Big 5 hoops at the Palestra. Temple taking on St. Joe's. Clock winding down. Second half, we're tied at 57. 10 seconds to go, and Garrett Williamson driving. St. Joe's the lead at 2. 5 seconds left. Ramon Moore. Why wait? Just keep on going to the rack. We go to overtime after that bucket, tied at 59. In OT, Ryan Brooks, the 3 going off the rim, but Moore is there. Big game for Moore. Temple up by 3. Then Juan Fernandez drawing the D. Lavoy Allen, woo, double-double for him. And Temple survives at the Palestra, 75-67.
To make the tournament, Ryan, entering this weekend. Well, they get one of them against Rutgers. 4 more to go, whether it's regular season or Big East tournament. The Huskies at 6-8 now in the Big East. We'll put them on the first 4 out list heading into a new week.
All right, let's stay in the Big East. South Florida, they were a chic pick early on. Today, they lose a tough one to St. John's. What do you do with the Bulls?
I think the bubble has burst in South Florida. Unfortunately, the Bulls stayed in the hunt with the big midweek win over Cincinnati. But when you lose at home to a 4-9 St. John's team, 4-9 in the league, that's going to be awfully difficult to overcome without much season remaining.
Let's stay in the Sunshine State. Florida goes on the road and wins at Ole Miss in the SEC. What do you do with both teams?
This game, serious implications on both sides. The Gators needed to overcome the loss a week ago to Xavier. They do so, go to 8-4 in the SEC East. Ole Miss in the West, 5-7, the weaker division. That is not going to get it done. Rebels look like they're going to miss the NCAA.
The A-10 bubblicious as any conference in America. Tough loss, tough week for Charlotte, losing 2 games at home. What are we doing with the A-10?
The 49ers are out. The number of bids drops to 5, and we're keeping an eye on Rhode Island, which is getting closer to the bubble after a 3-game losing streak. The Rams beat the Fordham Rams today.
Telling you about the great endings. Here they are. We start with Air Force, New Mexico. Andy, this was your game of the day. Why?
Well, because New Mexico could not afford to lose this, but never give up on the Cadets. Never.
Feet underneath, Hobson. All right, well, here we go, Andy. I'll take it from there. Air Force with one more chance, and New Mexico survives 59-56. Iowa State down 54-51. Deontay Garrett drives the lane, draws the shooting foul. Cyclones wanted a goaltend. Over a minute to go, Aggies up 1.
David LeBeau, nice little turnaround. They got Middleton, the freshman.
Would this have been a bad loss?
It would have been a bad loss, but Texas A&M is a gritty, tough team. They kind of
This would have been a bad loss. Very bad.
Mississippi State versus LSU under 30 seconds to go. Now Bo Spencer finds Tasman Mitchell for 3. It's good. LSU up 2. Bulldogs do not call a timeout. DeVos kicks it out to Phil Turner, who hits the deep 3. Mississippi State back up 1. Now watch the clock. And what in the world is Spencer doing?
Decisions, guys. Sounds like a good segment.
Mississippi State wins it 60-59 and a crazy finish.
Quality Big East game with third-ranked Villanova, Scotty Reynolds, company ready to go. Last time they met, 2009, Elite 8, 5.5 seconds to play. Reynolds going the distance, and with half a second to go, gets that to fall, and Nova by 2, advancing to the Final Four. Their first since winning it all in '85. So opening minute of the first half, Reynolds turns it over. It's all right. It's not an Elite 8 game. Then we want to do better. It is a conference game. And then, it's a very important conference game, so perhaps Reynolds would like to have a better second half, because in the first half, 3 points, 1 for 3 from the field, 4 turnovers. All right, after intermission, probably got a talking to. Reynolds collects the loose ball. Jay Wright says, that's what we coach you up to do. Good three-pointer there. Nova down 5. Still a 5-point game. Reynolds up top of the key. He finished with 20. Nova within 2, but Pitt too strong at home. Jermaine Dixon. Sunday banking hours, excellent. Pitt up 8. Then Gilbert Brown going to find his man Brand Wanamaker. Wanamaker, well played through the lane. Brown this time, not going to share. He's got it. Little up move, baseline, and the flush. Pitt up 6. One more time. Got to guard baseline. He finished with 16, all up in there with 2 hands there. Pitt improves to 7-0 all-time against top 5 ranked opponents at the Peterson's event.
Good Big Ten and matchup. 12th ranked Ohio State looking to tie number 11 Michigan State for second in the Big Ten standings. Hey, there's Kid Rock. Michigan native. Ohio State down 10-4 early. Evan Turner backdoor to Dallas Lauderdale. Turner battling the flu but playing hard. Lauderdale here misses in the lane, gets his own rebound, finishes. Lauderdale 8 points, 8 boards. Ohio State taking over though, up 4. John Diebler. Diebler with a steal. Not to be denied. And then the long pass to William Buford. Buford with a layup. He had 17 points, 10 boards. Later in the first half, Ohio State up 9. Turner sharing to Diebler, knocking down with 3. Buckeyes up 12. Next possession for Ohio State, up 9. Diebler with a hand in his face, who cares? 12 points, all on 3s. Turner, 5 assists in the first half. Second half, Michigan State within 7. Kalen Lucas to Chris Allen. Allen had 11. Spartans within 5. Still a 5-point game. Later in the second, Lucas end to end. You can't let Lucas go end to end. Spartans within 3. You know who's concerned? Coach Mata. He calls a timeout. Later in the second half, Turner turns it over to Lucas behind the back and finds Darrell Summers for the jam. Lucas 9 points, 8 assists. Next Michigan State possession, down 1. Raymar Morgan loses the handle. Summers grabs it, nails the 2-pointer. Spartans up 1. You know, Michigan State, that was their first lead since 11.5 in the first half. But this was about Turner time. Evan Turner, you know, coming in the Buckeyes 10-3 since Turner returned from that back injury. he makes an impact when he's on the court. 16 second-half points for Evan Turner. And then Lucas driving. But guess what? Turner is there. Don't get out of my way, please. Buckeyes still up 3. Less than 2 minutes to go. Turner driving. He'll kick it out to Diebler for 3. Buckeyes win. Turner 20 points, 10 boards, 6 assists. The team is 11-3 since he came back from that injury. And they win. Impressive victory for Ohio State. Their win pulls them to within a half game of Purdue for first in the Big Ten Conference standings. The Buckeyes will face Penn State on Wednesday. That's the same day Purdue goes to Minnesota, a team the Boilermakers won by 19 against back on January 5th. The Spartans have to wait till Saturday when they go to Purdue.
Tech's 6th-ranked Duke. There you see Coach K and his troops. They're special. The big 3 for the Dukies, Jon Scheyer, Kyle Singler, Nolan Smith, combined to average 53.4 points per game. If they don't get it going, it ain't getting done. Singler, oh, look at that little members bounce there at Cameron Indoor, right? Duke up 7. Scheyer then, just going to pull up, wing one for 3. Good chuck there. They're up 8. Next Duke possession. Brian Zubek, nobody offering to marry him here this time, gets it out to Smith. So Scheyer, Singler, Smith, 34 of Duke's 35 first-half points. They were up by 5. Vatek keeping it close in the second half. Malcolm Delaney drives, dishes to Sardinia Reigns. And then Smith, Zubek again right there helping out. Got it, put it back. Only basket by someone other than Scheyer, Singler, or Smith for the entire game. Good to see that on the shot sheet there. You want to note that special effort. Singler for 3. Scheyer, you got one more in you? Well, he's open, and if you're not going to guard him, he's going to make him. Scheyer, Singler, Smith score 63 of Duke's 67 points. Hey, if it works, go with it. 67-55.
16th ranked Wisconsin hosting Northwestern. Wisconsin, of course, looking to keep pace in the Big Ten race. They were on fire early. Trayvon Hughes hitting the J, proving me right. Then in transition, Jason Bohannon, 3 of his 17 points. Then Jordan Taylor is going to hit another 3. Wisconsin shot 75% as a team in the first half, missing only 5 shots. To the second half, Northwestern coming back. John Scherner, 26 points for him, the only Northwestern player to score in double figures. Just over 3 to go. Watch Scherner limping after rolling his ankle on D. Scherner out of the play. Michael Thompson takes advantage. Northwestern down 1. Northwestern down 2. Scherner, defender goes down, but Scherner gets no lift on his shot. Remember, that ankle. Northwestern still down 2, under 20 seconds to play, 3-point game. Thompson driving, and then John Lurr is there for the big block. Take another look. Lurr saves the day. Wisconsin wins again for the 7th time in their last 8 games, 70-63.
Spare time there in the pot for writing on Sunday, I suspect. All right, Marquette, they did dance last season. Cincinnati hadn't been there in 4 years. 2005, the last time they were into the bracket. Second half, we got 2 minutes to play. Marquette down 3. David Kubian, well, so much for that. We're tied at 64. 32 ticks left. Marquette down 67-64. And again, Lazar Hayward says, give me 3, give me a tie. Yeah, he's Bo Ellis good. Same score, 10 seconds to go. Rashad Bishop, all they need is a hoop for the win. He shoots the 3, back iron, no. Marquette rebound. We're going to go to overtime in the extra period. Started up, tied at 70. Hayward again. Open, that's deep. Give him 3. 17.4 left. Marquette up a deuce this time. Jimmy Butler leaking out. It's the easy dunk. Kids, cherry pick if you can get away with it. Watch Butler. Gets free on the screen. Taking the long inbound pass for the slam. That's just good coaching to draw that thing up. Marquette up by 4. Cincinnati then, by rule, gets the ball back. Deontay Vaughn with the dish to Bishop, who cans the triple. So it's a 1-point game. Again, it's 3 Kashmir right to Vaughn. And again, that one goes begging, and Marquette holds on, gets a key win, 79.
Back to the college kids. There's head coach Brian Gregory and Dayton. They're locked up in a tight one with Duquesne. Dayton up by 2. Rob Lowry. And he's going to get picked by Damian Saunders. Saunders, very nice. 20 points for him. Duquesne down 1. The ensuing Dayton possession. Lowry gets trapped again. He's having a tough time. Lost it again. Lowry 6 turnovers. Now, Duquesne, less than 30 seconds to go. Saunders driving and gets the layup. Duquesne up 1. Dayton's turn. Chris Johnson, he did have 21 points in this game, but here the wide open look does not go. And after a Duquesne free throw, Dayton is down 2, less than 10 seconds to go. Give it to Johnson. He's the hot hand. And he's desperate. And it's not going to fall. Duquesne wins by 2. They hang on to win their 3rd straight, taking out Dayton by 2.
Connecticut, very much present. With its head coach back, its groove back, 7-0 all-time at home against 7th-ranked West Virginia. They talk tournament, they talk guard play. Connecticut's got 2 good ones. Kemba Walker, Jerome Dyson. The screen there for Walker hits the deep 3, still in the first half. UConn in transition, and here's Dyson. Well, that's fancy. UConn up 10. Keep it in the first half. Walker's going to get the steal, and Stanley Robinson, who's been there forever, got himself a nice haircut. And he always has hops for his pregame.
Like somebody else with a nice
haircut. Thank you. UConn up 9 at the half. Second half, 6-point game. Deshaun Butler going to miss, but Kevin Jones there for the putback. Despite that, West Virginia beaten on the boards badly in this one. Ensuing possession, Dyson missing the lay-in, and Robinson. Oh, got some if you need it. All right. Alex Orikai defending Devin Ebanks on the ball. It looks like he reached out, but there was no foul called. Walker with the steal and the one-handed jam. You take another look. Walker, game-high 21. Now, Bob Huggins calls a timeout, and he's not happy. Connecticut shot 42 free throws. His team shot 23, and coach is going to get a double technical and showers early. No video of that. Dyson 17, Walker 21. Connecticut
going to have the highlight. Kansas 57 consecutive home wins, the longest active streak in the nation. They got a talented freshman in Xavier Henry on fire. Put him on the line too, so strong. And then in case you were wondering, yes, he's got range too, the 3-ball. And then Sharon Collins, he's a senior, he knows a good thing. Give it to the freshman. Bucket and the foul again, and then back outside. There was just no answer for him. Henry goes 7 for 7 from the field, scored 18 points in the first half. Jayhawks led by 15 at halftime. So now, second half, how will Jeff Capel adjust? Here's Holly Rowe.
I asked him, how do they change defensively to account for Xavier Henry? And he said, we're going to try a new defender on him. So you'll see Kate Davis on him more. He said, I'm going to rely on Kate Davis, our team leader, to have more of awareness of where Henry is at all times.
All right, so let's see how Mr. Davis did. Off the inbounds play, there is Kate Davis. There is Xavier Henry. And they set a screen for him, and, well, it looks like the first half. Cable's adjustment not making much of a difference. Henry finished with 23 points. Cable 0-3 against Kansas, coming in since he's been at Oklahoma. And then Collins knocks down the jumper. Kansas up by 21. Then they put it away. Brady Morningstar drives, loses the ball, and then gets it back and then kicks it out to Collins. Three-pointer. And with the win, Morningstar and Collins become the winningest players in school history, and Kansas clinches at least to share the Big 12 title.